I'm going to take a question from Chris in Nebraska. Chris, welcome to Bobby Likis Car Clinic.
Hi, Bobby. How are you?
I'm fine. The fuel miser.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I have a friend that works at a dealership. Said I need to get this installed in my car because it gives about 10% increase.
Wow.
Fuel economy, and they install some system that has some magnets, and it goes. Your fuel lines, I guess, go by it or it goes around them or something.
I tested one of those things 3 years ago.
What is it, and what does it work, or what's the scoop on it?
Well, here's the challenge. Well, I can't tell you if it worked because we couldn't see any difference in the cars that we put it on. But here's the real challenge. It's a pair of magnets that wrap around a fuel line, right?
Right.
Well, you can't find a place to put it on a modern engine because the only steel lines are part of the fuel rail as part of the engine. Right. And the line that goes from the engine to the frame, of course, because the engine moves around, is a flexible line.
Right.
And it's supposed to go on a steel line, so that lets out the flex line. So we were able, I think it was an Acura, and the other one was an SUV of some kind, a Toyota Sienna, I think, as memory serves me. It's been at least, Chris, 3 years ago, and we had to remove a couple of engine components. And I will tell you, I don't know what a shop would charge. It's not a plug-and-play item because of the complexity of today's automobiles. And, you know, everything is under the hood of cars. I mean, you've got the air conditioning, power steering, the front-wheel drive. You've got, I mean, the rest of the cars just along for the ride. So there's just not a lot of room.
Rubber line.
I'm sorry?
The hoses, the rubber lines or whatever, they don't work.
No, you can't. Well, I mean, I don't know because it specifically, meaning the instructions, specifically says to put this on a steel line because of the magnetic forces of what have you. But, you know, I gotta, you know, I'm hesitant to be a naysayer because we have so many naysayers, you know, so much negative in the world today. But except for synthetic oil and tire pressure and free flow air filter, and that's one of the kits that we put together. We know that works, and I did on my little smart car a Tornado in that unit, and I'm on my third tank of fuel, and I did two things to it. I upgraded to Royal Purple synthetic oil. I put air filter. Well, no, I didn't put a free flow air filter because they didn't have one. I sent the box to Green Filter for them to make one, and they haven't made the filter yet, but I got the box back. So I've got the factory air filter. So that's the same thing. But I did put a little 45 millimeter Tornado, and I just found a place in the tube. And I'll tell you what it has done. And I'm the primary driver of the car. It has about 5,000 miles. And I'm the only one that's ever driven it, for most part. And with the Tornado, I think it's tricking the mass airflow sensor, and the sensors drive by wire. So the throttle body opens and closes by the computer. And I think that because the air is changed in front of the unit, it seems to be that the car has a little, not a misfire, but if I step on the accelerator and let off of it, it's sort of jerky. And I think that, of course, when I step on the accelerator, I'm just sending an electrical signal to the box. I mean, the box is opened by a mechanical device, by an electric motor, and the box is the airflow that allows the engine to flow. But I will tell you this, and here's the bottom line. Those cars are rated 3342. That's a little smart car. The best I ever got in town was 30 and a half, and most of the time I got 29 and 30 because of the way I drive. And I used to use the stick a lot because I don't like the transmission. It's kind of funky the way it shifts. But when I tried to get gas mileage, the best I ever got was 31. The first tank that I checked with the Tornado and with the Royal Purple synthetic oil, I got 33.5. The second tank, I was a little heavier footed, and I said, well, this tank's going to really be back down in the tubes, and I got 30.8 miles per gallon. So I've got two tanks, and I'm on my third one now, and I'm really going to be interesting to see if the Tornado, I know the Royal Purple oil, the synthetic oil, is going to reduce the friction, and that will increase MPG. But, you know, how much we'll have to see. I don't know about your fuel miser. I wish I did, except that as far as does it work or not, I will tell you this: from an install standpoint, I cannot endorse it because cars are too sophisticated and no place to put it.
Right.
What do you drive? I'm going to take some more calls, but what do you drive, Chris?
I have an '09 Impala.
Take a look at it and tell me where you would put it. Just you can. I mean, just imagine that you've got one, and you need a 3-inch, as best I recall. It's been 3 or 4 years. You need a 3-inch space where you can put 2 magnets around the line, and you look for a steel line that would affect all of the cylinders, and you'll find there's just not going to be one.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for your call.
Thanks, Bobby.